I literally have a whole folder of genders I can show you guys, so if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Worldgender, a gender that seems super scary and monstrous, but on the inside is soft and caring. Based off of the Droog meme, because I'm obviously a meme-loving fuck. Witchgender, a gender that has masculine and neutral elements that are both weak or undefined. Inspired by Old Norse elements, this gender has the Valkna in the center of the flag and Ver, the Norse word for man, in the title. The colors represent the yellow's philosophy, the orange's vitality and balance, the blue's masculinity that's dulled down with the slate-colored hue, the green's earth and forest tones, and the brown's reliability. Witchgender. Witchgender is a gender that has a closeness or connection to witchcraft and magic. It is, in a way, a magic gender. You could use it to perform strange gender magic or something. It is also associated with a feminine or androgynous gender expression. Alternate terms could include magisgender, magigender, or venifigender. Non-trinary pride flag. Non-trinary or non-ternary. Any non-binary gender identity which does not fit fully or solely within the trinary of male, female, and neutrois agender, neutral or non-existent gender all the time. Non-trinary is separated from atrinary or aternary, so it encompasses multi-genders or ternary genders, such as androgyne, bigender, new male, trigender, and ambonic. Some people can describe non-ternary as abinary with gender alignment. Also within the non-binary spectrum and sometimes non-quadrinary or non-quaternary. Aternary or aternary. Abinary genders that are completely unrelated to the gender trinary, such as quogender, maverick, some aporogenders, or most xenogenders. While abinary encompasses agender and neutrois, null gender, genderless, neutral, ningender, gender-free, or gender-void, and non-binary includes androgyne, aternary people have genders that are completely removed from the concept of masculinity, femininity, neutrality, genderlessness, androgyny, or female, neutrois, agender. Roblox kin, identifying partially or entirely as Roblox character. Gender dormant, a gender which is inaccessible for stretches of time, then rises to the surface with varying levels of intensity. Delusogender, a subset of posogender, a gender identity that is influenced by the positive symptoms of a schizophrenic person, in which one's gender is influenced by one's delusions. Strictly for schizophrenic, psychotic, delusional people. This can be multi-gender identity if your delusogender is made of multiple genders itself. Flag meaning. Black outline, the disconnect between one's delusions and reality. Dark fuchsia, all types of delusions. Fuchsia, bizarre delusions. Red, paranoid delusions. Orange, delusions of grandeur. Yellow, divine, godly delusions. Teal, reality and nihilistic delusions. Blue, Truman Show delusions. Dark blue, persecutory delusions. The gender part of delusogender can be replaced by any gender term one feels they may identify with in their delusional state, as in delusion boy, delusion girl, delusion non-binary, and so on. Polydelusogender, a subset of delusogender in which one's gender is affected by delusions of being divine, holy, demonic, angelic, or godly. Flag meanings. Black outline, the disconnect between one's delusions and reality. Fuchsia, malevolent beings, malevolent gods, demonic beings, hellish beings. Orange, beings that are partially malevolent and partially benevolent. Gold, holiness, divinity. Pale yellow, benevolent beings, benevolent god, angelic beings, heavenly beings. Cream, immortality, existence, higher being. Teal, power. Blue, strong emotions related to one's divinity. Navy, heavens. Biogender, a gender that is connected to nature in some way. Aquagender, a gender that changes depending on which type of water you're near. Tidal gender, similar to the tides of an ocean, tidal gender is a gender that rises and falls in intensity every few hours, days, weeks, months, or even years. The lower levels of tidal gender are called low gender, while the higher levels are called high gender. Gender flow, a gender that is perpetually changing. Gender C, like gender void but related to the ocean. Your gender is a vast sea of caverns and depths yet to be discovered. Hydrogender, a gender which shares qualities with water. Hadogender, a gender connected to the deep ocean and eldritch secrets. Xenogender is an umbrella term for a spectrum of genders that can't be contained or described by current human understandings of gender. To quote from blank, some people have very unconventional genders, which can be hard or impossible to understand, and the best way to express or explain them is to compare them to something else since the current binary is extremely limited. Many of these genders are compared to nouns and archetypes, senses and feelings, abstract concepts, and can be influenced by their synesthetic perceptions, neurodivergent status, or their kin type. Xenic/xeno-aligned is when a person/being's gender experience doesn't fit the human binary of gender alignments. Worldgender, having multiple genders with such complex relationships and subgenders that it feels like the genders make up an entire world or planet together, each gender affecting the biomes and other features of this world or planet. Salmation, a term for people who wish to have a mixed genital set. Deertherian, identifying partially or entirely as a deer. Neptunian, a gender that is linked to the void and fluctuates with softer celestial masculine energy. Candy-Gurogender, a gender related to candy gore, a subculture of gore art where the subject tends to be very colorful, have segmented body pieces and guts, spills, lacerations, and or body horror, with candy-like goo in the place of what would be blood and references to food and candies. Tenebrian, combination of Alluvian and Alterian. Alluvian, a gender element which is feminine or related to femininity. Alterian, a gender element that is xenine, xeno equivalent of masc femme, which refers to identities that don't conform or relate to any concept like feminine, masculine, or neutral, but is instead something that is related to other concepts like symbols, nature, shapes, feelings, or anything else that one may feel their element embodies or is connected to. Bath, a xenogender experience based in occult and magical feelings where one feels like a balance of self-defined polar energies such as masculine, feminine, spirit, material, sky, land, sea, light, darkness, etc. Being both energies while also being something unique that is between and transcends them. Medusan, an alter-human person who is attracted to other alter-human people and or non-humans. Autosexual, sexual attraction to oneself. Antigender or ungender, genders that can only be defined as the opposite of an existing gender. Virtue gender, a gender that is ethereal and beautiful but close to sin, intended for virtue, rank, angelkin, but not required.